Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. Hello there. Welcome to 15 minutes of genius. You're a place to find amazing and smart and genius people from all over the country and sometimes all over the world, right? Entrepreneurs, investors, consultants, people that have been in the CPG, food and beverage, health and beauty area for many years, and they just know what they're doing, and so we bring them on this program. So we have an awesome guest today. He has some really great stories to share of triumphs and also challenges. It's good to hear both sides, right? Not just all the good stuff, but you want to hear the tough times as well. Before rolling into our guest, a big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N. at ManhattanBeachStudios.net for all your editing desires. Mark, do you have a camera back there or no? No camera? Okay, sometimes we show you. Not today. Okay. So he's going to remain anonymous he just whispered in my ear, not today. So I can hear him, but you guys can't. So, so no camera on him today, but we're going to have a camera on me and on our guest, Jordan Buckner. He is the founder of FoodBevy and also the founder of T-Squares. A little background on both companies. FoodBevy is an online platform for food and beverage founders to help them grow from startup to scale. They do this by providing tools and resources specific to CPG brands. And then T-Squares are a tea-infused energy snack made with a small batch organic tea, pepitas, and puffed millet, along with other energy-rich ingredients. From tackling the big meeting to running your first marathon, I've done neither of those things. No big meetings and no marathons for me. Go get it. Whatever your goal, T-Squares gives you the energy to get it done. My goal is to be on Netflix, and T-Squares gives me that energy to watch Netflix. That's my thing. So anyway, Jordan, how's it going, my friend?
It's going great, man. It sounds like you guys are having a blast over in the studio. I need to make
Yeah,
my way out there.
totally. We're at Manhattan Beach, baby. So this is a real studio. I mean, we could be filming this from anywhere in the world and no one would ever know, but we are claiming that we're in Manhattan Beach. So you have to believe us and stop by.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah. So where are you, my friend? What area of the country are you from?
I am up in Madison, Wisconsin, actually. Originally from Chicago and actually just moved up to Wisconsin within the week. So it's been a crazy week that you're catching me in.
Right on. Okay. Well, glad to be a part of the hectic week, and thank you for making time for us and being on our show and sharing some of your experiences. Let's roll right into it. FoodBevy, I'm just very intrigued by this. I looked it up online after reaching out to you to invite you on the show. I just found out more about it. But tell our viewers, what is FoodBevy? How are you helping brands? When did you launch it? And what's really your goal and mission with FoodBevy?
And as you kind of mentioned in the intro, FoodBevy is really an online community that's designed to help, especially early stage founders in the food and beverage space, get access to the right tools and resources they need to grow their business, right? Like when I know I first started T Squares, I spent all my days like Googling everything, how to make nutrition labels, how to create packaging, how to design recipes. And I would get random articles, and sometimes they would be correct and other times they would be wrong. And so really I wanted to create the resource that I wish I had as a founder when I started out. And so you can go on to FoodBevy, access expert webinars, interviews, and resources on all of those topics. Plus we have a directory of over 2,500 industry professionals, everyone from co-packers to investors to buyers at retail stores. So you can get all that information to use that to reach out, find a partner, and move your business forward, along with over $3,000 in discounts. So all around making this process of starting a business, which can be crazy daunting and a huge roller coaster, just a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, we can all definitely use that. And it's like this, it's really cool to hear about this online platform as a resource. When did you start it? And I guess you have to be a member, right? You have to log in and actually be a member. So how many members do you have now? When did you start it, and where do you see it going in the next few years?
Yeah, so got it started last year in 2020 as a lot of brands were facing these challenges and reaching out for different resources. And we're now up to over 600 founders within our
Wow,
network.
it's
And it is a
great.
membership, but you make it super affordable. Like for founders, you can actually list your brand on there for free and then get access to all the resources, just like 360 bucks for the year. So make it super affordable for every brand jumping on. But really, my goal is to help anyone who has a good idea for a natural food product. I want them to be successful and to come to FoodBevy and to be able to access all the tools and resources you need to be successful as a company.
Right on. Okay, I'm logging on right now. First time live, or not, well, not live, but we're taping this, but you can think it's live. I'm gonna go on, I'm gonna join like right now on my phone. $360 a year. That's like what some people spend, like on dinner and wine and steak. So, and you can get full resources to help build your brand, be successful, get all the wisdom of co-packing, formulation, marketing tools. There's experts on there. This seems like an amazing deal. So, yeah, big plug to you for that. I'm definitely going to be joining and I'm going to be logging on to that and getting my team on there. So if it's me, and I also have a team member that wants to get those resources, can I add on an extra person to log in under that same plan?
Yeah, you definitely can. I can work with you on that to get on board because really it's designed for smaller emerging brands who are jumping on. So my goal is to be helpful. Really, every brand that comes on, I ask them how can I best help and help to curate the resources for them to join. Right, this came from my own experience as a founder. This is a crazy journey, and I've learned the most that I have from other founders who are a little bit before, ahead of me of where I am in my business that have gone through the same challenges or are currently going through them. And so in terms of like, I need to get in touch with the right like buyer, or I'm having issues with my contract manufacturer. I always turn to other founders for those resources. But that also relies on like the personal relationships that I've been able to develop in the industry over time. But not everyone has those, and so I really want to reduce that kind of resource and network gap that not everyone has to make it easier for them to get access to the right people that are going to move their business forward.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. So, everyone out there, entrepreneurs and CPG, food and bev, check it out on FoodBevy. We just kind of flashed a little bit about the website there. Let's roll into your story about T squares. We were talking offline about this. So, some guests, I have not met before in person or at least through video. It's all been through LinkedIn. You're one of those. I've never heard, I've actually never heard your story on T squares. I know the product, but haven't heard the story. When starting a business as an owner, CEO, there's always going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly. Mostly ugly when it comes to how to starting a brand and scaling it. There's a lot of bumps in the road before you hit the promised land. So tell us about your experience, especially during COVID, with building T squares. What happened? What were some of the challenges? And where are you at now with the brand?
Yeah, so for and you mentioned a little bit in the intro, but T scores are a line of superfood energy bars designed to help promote mental energy and focus to get through the day. And when I first started the company 5, 6 years ago now, we really grew our business with that's our old packaging that we have up there, but really grew our business kind of selling at grocery, online, corporate offices. And what we really found along the way was that our we were solving the best need at the place where people are like need that energy boost, which is at work. And so we pivoted our business to almost exclusively sell in corporate offices
Mm,
in places like LinkedIn's office, PayPal, Braintree, a number of those, so that when people are coming to work, they have a lull and they don't want to grab a second cup of coffee. They either grab a T Squares bar. They're super crunchy, they're lightweight, they're infused with ingredients like matcha and ashwagandha to be really focused on that energy component, and that was going really great. We had great traction. Our business was on track to almost triple for 2020 with new accounts and buyers kind of lined up for that. And then COVID hit, right, where every office in the entire country and world shut down. And so while we were diversified within the channel, there, we completely had to change everything kind of overnight. And I think on top of that, energy and protein bars as a category as well hit a lot of troubles because their main usage occasion was out at the gym, on the go, when you aren't at home, basically. And with everyone's life being at home, the demand just for the category ended up decreasing. So what we decided to do as a team is kind of take a step back, look up and evaluate how we want to kind of change or adapt through this time. And we're currently kind of going through that process right now to look at how the brand would relaunch in the future and what the opportunities could be. But it's crazy, right, on this roller
Hmm.
coaster because the world throws everything at you, business throws everything, and as a founder, you learn to start navigating those. Like
Hmm.
the obstacles don't stop. In fact, they get bigger. You just get used to riding the waves a little bit more.
Hmm.
But they're gonna keep coming at you.
Exactly. I think that's a really good metaphor where like you can't fight the waves, right? The waves will crush you, but if you learn to ride the waves, you're going to be able to leverage those opportunities and come out the other side even stronger. I mean, I can really vibe with you, brother. I mean, we've had to stop and start Genius Juice 3 or 4 times. I mean, in 2015, we had to relocate. 2016, we had to relocate to a new co-packer. We had transitions in partners, and I lost my co-founder and my partner in 2016 because I couldn't afford to even pay him because the company was just we weren't able to get product out and produce it. The product was selling great, but we just could not produce it. And so, we had to stop. We lost 7 regions of Whole Foods. We lost every other retailer. We went from, I think, 600 locations down to 0. And I was actually, at one point, thinking of hanging it up, and saying, I tried my best. We got it in the stores. It was an accomplishment. And then, but it didn't end up the way we wanted it to. But then something inside me just said, we got to keep going. We got to keep going because the product is too good. I have so much conviction for this product. So, not to make this too much about Genius Juice, but the story hits home because in 2017, I made the key decision to reboot it. So this to me is a 4-year-old brand, not a 7-year-old brand, because 2014 to 17 to 16, we lost all that traction and had to restart in a new bottle, new size, new UPC, new manufacturer. It was really, really tough to make those calls to our retail partners and say, "Hey, listen, I know that you carried our product and we couldn't produce it, and you had to replace us with a competitor. Can you bring us back in, like please? Because it did sell well when we were in your store." And luckily, we have great partnerships where almost all of them brought us back in because they believed in the mission, the product, how great it is, how it's giving back to the consumer, and it's very healthy and forward thinking. And so, but we rebooted, went from 0 stores. Now today we're at almost 4,000 stores, and we're doing multi-millions in revenue. I mean, went from 0 to that within 2.5, 3 years. So I vibe. My whole point is I vibe with you where things hit us, we have to start again from nothing or from very little. But if you believe in the product, which you do from the way you're talking about it and how great the product is, because I've tried it, it will come back. The world is reopening, and you will find a way to grow it again. Whether it's in offices, whether it's going into Whole Foods, whether it's D2C, when there's a will, when there's conviction and passion, there's a way to get there. So I really admire that
Yeah,
about you, that you're going to find a pathway to grow this back up, right? So
and
pretty
I think
amazing.
that's where really like the journey of being a founder, being an entrepreneur is really focused on. It's learning about how to navigate these challenges that are going to happen and everything that you go through, right? Like having to go down to 0 stores, it takes a huge emotional toll,
Yep.
and like it's not easy to go through. But I think you're right. Like finding why and your passion, your conviction, really holding on to that and finding a way to rebuild and build something new from that as well is instrumental. And that's really where the success lies. If you look at a lot of the success stories of companies that grow really fast or start doing $100 million plus in sales, a lot of times that founder has been at it for a decade or more in one form or another, maybe had a previous business before they actually took off. But it's all those lessons and learnings that they have along the way that prepare them to have a successful journey after that one. I think that's so instrumental of learning from everything, all the mistakes, all the opportunities, all the the positives in your business and being able to turn those around. That's part of the motivation for FoodBevy as well, because when I looked at why like my why and what I was so passionate about is I love kind of building and creating products, but I also love being able to help others along the way as well. And so being able to take my experiences and talk with other founders and teach them, but also create an environment where, right, like other founders can come and collaborate is instrumental in that success, because we always learn from lessons that we experience personally the most, but we don't have to experience every failure to learn. And so we can talk with other founders, like yourself, along that journey to see, like, okay, what did you do when you hit rock bottom? How did you come out of it? How did you rebuild those relationships? And they can help save us some of that headache going forward.
Exactly. It's kind of like I met like I had advisors along the way, which has gotten me to where I am today and where Genius Juice is today with our team. But without advisors along the way and the right board, the right partners, I would definitely not be here. We are here because of a lot of the work I have done, but also I am the sum of the parts of Genius Juice,
Mm-hmm.
from Gavin, our national sales director, to Crystal, who is our general manager, to Mike, to Julio, I mean, there's just so many great people that we have, Ramon, Amanda, our operations team. So very, very humbled and very grateful for the people that we have. And you're exactly right, where you got to dig really deep. But one thing that I can share is that, and someone shared this on one of our previous episodes, that the why, starting with the why, you have to have that really mapped out great before starting anything. So before even starting your business and starting and creating the product and bringing it to the market, you have to have a really strong plan and roadmap to why you want to come out with this product and where you see this product or brand going after 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. So having the vision to really share that story, having the vision on where it's going to go is going to be super important to your own goals and your roadmap and how to get there, but also very important for raising money. The investors
Yes.
have to be on the same wavelength as you and believe. They need to know that you believe, right? If you believe, like the Matrix, right? If you believe, you can actually do it. So if you believe in it and have conviction and passion, the investors and partners will feel that, and then they will invest in you and help you grow the brand. So that's, I think, really, really key to any successful business. So this is really good stuff, man. I mean, I normally don't go off topic too much, but I love this conversation, and I think this is going to be super helpful to those that are tuning in. So this could be a very high view type of episode. It's very exciting.
I'd like to have these real conversations, right? Because so often you talk to founders and it's like, how are things going? They're like, oh, it's
It's
going great.
great.
And then behind the scenes, like they hang up the phone and they're like half crying because they got, a huge order and they can't fulfill it.
It's good to be realistic. I mean, that's what I do with
Yeah.
any meeting I go into with a board member. I mean, we have a great advisory board. Bruce Nierenberg's on our board. He helped build Glasaw. He helped build Vitamin Water. You can't BS these guys, right? Or girls, like,
Mm-hmm.
or women. You can't BS them. So you have to be real with your advisors so that they can help you, right? The more real you are and you let people in and be vulnerable, the more that they're going to be able to help you. So you're definitely right, Jordan, about that. Authenticity is key in this business to be successful. So let's go into our next segment. I think we're going to have a part two, man. It's very rare that I invite anyone to a part two, but let's have one maybe around episode 90 to 100. Come back on. Let's do this again. There's plenty more to share about. But let's go into our next segment here. This is called Rapid Fire Questions. Rapid Fire Questions. All right.
I'm
Here we
excited. I'm
go.
ready.
Ready. Let's do this. We got like the eye of the tiger. Like, bun, bun,
Yeah.
bun, bun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. First question coming at you. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Ooh. I think I'd go with NSYNC.
Awesome. First thing you do when you wake up?
I grab my daughter out of bed because she's usually crying because she's like, "Where are you? Come get me."
Nice. It's a good reason to wake up. Movie you can watch. Movie you can watch an
Oh,
unlimited amount of times.
I love a good Will Smith movie, so Independence Day.
Nice. I just saw I Am Legend the other
Hmm.
day. It's actually pretty good. I thought I was, these apocalyptic movies where there's like zombies and stuff, like The Walking Dead kind of stuff. But Will Smith sold it really well. He was
I
good.
like it doesn't center on like just crazy zombie action the whole time.
Exactly. It's about him and his story, right?
Hmm.
I do love the part though when he has the car and he's like trying to run them all over. He's like,
Yeah.
ah! All right. So, song you can listen to an unlimited amount of times.
Who I love this like instrumental group that does they call it Vitamin String Quartet. They're like one of my favorite
Interesting.
artists. They do a lot of covers of other songs on violin, but beautiful.
Awesome. Favorite sport to watch?
Hockey, actually.
Nice. Very nice. I'm a big Kings fan. So, Zoom, and you're probably a Blackhawks fan, right? Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Google Meet?
Gotta go with Zoom. I've logged probably 1,000 hours on Zoom Plus and love it every day.
They should be paying you, man, for being on there. You're like an
I
ambassador
like that
for.
pitch. I did buy some Zoom stocks, so in a way they kind of are.
Yeah, they paid for it 10 times over for you. When did you buy it?
Yeah,
When did you get in?
2 years, a year ago
A
actually.
year? Oh my
Two no,
God.
2 years ago. 2 years ago
Two
now, right
years
before
ago?
the pandemic. So
It was like at like
I
thirty
wish I had more
dollars.
money to buy more, but
Yeah, I just saw an article today that said if you bought the Zoom stock 1 year ago from today, being today, we're taping this March 25th, it would be 10x. I mean, it's just
hmm.
insane. So I wish I bought more Tesla too. Window seat
Oh
or
yeah.
aisle seat? Speaking of a Tesla and window seats, window seat or aisle seat on an airplane?
I used to love the window seat, but since my legs are so long now, gotta go with the aisle. Otherwise, I get cramped up in planes. I think they're making them smaller.
Yeah, they definitely are trying to stuff us in there. Peanut butter or almond butter or neither?
Almond butter. I pretty much eat it every day with my smoothie.
Nice. Your genius smoothie. Omnivore, flexitarian, vegetarian, or vegan?
Omnivore.
Cold weather or hot weather? I think I can guess this one.
Hot,
Hot.
but I've lived my life in the cold the whole time. I just haven't left yet.
Gotcha. I haven't left
Trying to
yet.
get out.
Is that like a T-shirt in the Midwest? Like I haven't left yet, but I'm trying to get the cold weather.
It
All right.
is. I know you had Caitlin on your show, and she's from Chicago, and like everyone here talks about going out to California, and only like a select few actually do, and everyone's envious of them.
Yeah. I got to say though, big shout out to Chicago in the spring in the fall time.
Yeah.
Like I went to like Navy Yard, I went to Michigan Street, the Bean. We did that in September of a long time ago, me and my wife, and it was freaking incredible. It was awesome. And I'm like, this is where they
That's
filmed The
that's why we stay
Fugitive.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Like The
Yep, that's why we
Fugitive,
stay
like
here.
there Harrison Ford, he like took that L train right there. So,
Just quick crazy story on that. When they were filming the Dark Knight movie, part
right.
of the scene takes place at Navy Pier, and I was there watching the movie, so I could like see where I was watching the movie in the scene.
Oh wow, watching the movie in the scene. So you were in the scene? You were an extra?
Well, I wasn't in the scene, but it was like showing where the movie theater was,
Oh,
like in the
okay.
shot.
Oh, interesting. Okay, very cool. So you so
So
you
it's
were
very meta.
actually so in other words, you were Batman. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially.
Yeah. Wasn't Christian Bale, it was Jordan Buckner. LeBron James, and I was the Joker. LeBron James or Michael Jordan. This one's pretty
Gotta
obvious.
go with Jordan. Although I
Ginger,
do love LeBron, but he is fun.
yeah. Ginger or turmeric.
Ginger.
Favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island. You cannot say T squares. You cannot say any client you have on FoodBevy, and you cannot say Genius Juice.
Sushi all day.
Sushi. There you
A
go.
whole like buffet of sushi.
Love it. Love it. All right. So that is rapid fire questions with Jordan Buckner, founder of FoodBevy and T Squares. Really appreciate having you on. I think what we're going to do is we're going to invite you back for episode 100. You can hold me to that. Episode 100. You will be on it. We're going to promote it hard. It's going to be awesome. So thank you again, Jordan, for joining us. And great to hear your story, man. And great rapping with you, connecting.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. Happy to be back anytime. Absolutely love this and all the work that you're doing.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. All right. So again, that's episode 61. 39 episodes away from episode 100, again with Jordan Buckner. So thank you for joining us, and big shout out to Mark Nicholas, Mark at ManhattanBeachStudios.net. There it is down here. You got to add your email in there, Mark, because, let's make it easier. Maybe even like clickable somehow. You click the video, it goes right to your email. So anyway, again, episode 61 in the book. And one last thing, stay genius, my friend! Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.